She's kick-ass. She's doing a good job.
I have not met her, but I've heard that sentiment.
Yeah, she's awesome.
She's awesome.
She's got a JK for sale for $3,500 if you are looking for a JK.
I have plenty of my own problem with a JK.
So we're live now with a Jeep Life podcast. We've got Break It Bill on and myself, and we're joined by Mike and Dan from RevKit. And I can't believe that this is happening. It's been almost a week in the making.
Long time no see.
Yeah, no doubt. Let's see. Oh, look there, Troy, all the way from Tennessee.
Hello, Troy.
Will.
Hello, Troy.
This is going to be a hell of a show. Hell of a show. Matter of fact,
Hello, Mike.
I might
Mike.
just put this one out weekly. We won't do another damn thing. We'll just record this and just release it every week.
Let's see if we can get that count up to 100.
Yeah.
It has never been there, so
You guys should give free T-shirts away or something.
Or
for the first.
take off your shirts.
Yeah.
I would be ecstatic to hit 50.
Yeah.
I think we've hit
50.
We've
Hey guys,
hit 50
if we
once,
hit 50 listeners right now. We'll give you the shirt off Terry's back that he's wearing as we speak.
but as we speak, you have to come pick it up though.
I'll drive it to you.
What's up, Jay? So
What's
we
up,
got the Facebooks and the YouTubes represented so far. Oh, there he
Oh
is.
gosh, Eric's here. No, let's hang up.
Ammerman.
Now it's a party.
Yep. Greg is on now. Greg, shouldn't you be building some Jeep with electricity? For me? Because Eric won't let me wheel the other one you made.
I don't know why he wouldn't.
Oh, RevKit's also here.
How is RevKit here?
this is-
RevKit's right here.
This is meta.
It's like we're in this universe thing going on. Oh, look, the thumb ups have begun and the hearts, all that stuff. That's good. That helps us out.
Well,
Hey, we
we
got 40 more
introduced
people
them
to
to
go.
that last week, and now it's gone
now
crazy.
now it's a thing.
Last week we were on the air, and we said, every like and heart and face that you guys give us, it helps out the podcast. It was like a flood. the rest of the podcast, people were just hit it. It's great. Love you guys.
Yeah, Ron, when are we going to wheel, dude? Greg, when are we going to wheel, dude? I keep this up all night.
Yep, I've been hearing about this Lincoln. Greg said he went and spent a house down payment on transmission last week.
Oh, jeez.
That's a lot of money.
So are we talking new Lincoln or old Lincoln?
Dude, my understanding is the front end is like half a football field long.
Huh.
Oh, this must be old Lincoln.
Yeah, I think it's old Lincoln.
Yeah.
Lincoln, new guts.
Huh.
Oh.
What are you drinking there, Terry?
Well, I've got a 60-minute IPA from Dogfish Head.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Yeah,
If you want to get serious, you go to the 90-minute.
and if you really want to go face down, you go to the
120.
120.
Yep.
Yeah. I've never done that, so no.
Mm.
90 minutes, but cut off.
Been there once or twice.
Yeah.
Huh.
But if you go to Dogfish Head has a couple of restaurants slash tap rooms. They'll actually have a 70-minute or 75-minute on tap, and it's somewhere between a 60 and a 90. It has a taste of the 60 and the hit of the 90. It's pretty awesome. Yeah, it's my favorite beer. But I'm on the last one, so I switch over to Trogue's Perpetual IPA after
good.
that.
I've been drinking a lot of. Sounds like we're doing beer plugs now, which is great because I love beer.
Yes.
Drink a lot of New Belgium
Oh,
because
okay.
of all you get the 12-pack and the variety pack.
Yep.
And it's all different IPAs that they have in there, and it's really good.
Dude,
I like that. And it's local to Colorado, which is great.
yeah, if you get a chance, go up to the brewery. It's fantastic. You got to slide down their slide. They have a spiral slide in the middle. But it really is. I love New Belgium. Fat Tire used to be my favorite beer.
Hey, now I can see them.
Now you can see them.
what's up, man?
Sorry.
We're real people, Billy.
Yeah.
We're really here.
Cheers, guys.
Yeah. Cheers.
Cheers.
I got the Founders All Day IPA.
I'll drink it all day.
It's a classic.
All day.
Mm-hmm. I think
Yeah,
we've
that's-
done that all day.
That's my drink in the garage or drink by the pool
Yep.
staple. Yeah, so this is our get together. We're starting out live. Hey everybody, go out there and share it. Let's see if we can get these numbers up just a little bit.
All right.
You know, if Tara's doing her job, it should increase the numbers a little bit. I know Billy, you usually share out for the group.
I'm going.
Oh, Mike's gonna say words on social media.
And then everything's gonna break.
Yeah.
Oh, here we
There's the
go.
internet.
Billy, if you were out there last week, you could have got some RevKit swag. But
Yeah, I know. Well,
sounds like we're gonna have to send you some.
I would appreciate that.
I got a medium
We know a couple
T-shirt.
guys. We can make that happen.
A medium.
Yeah, I got
you
a
guys thought
schmedium.
you guys thought Terry was gonna fit in a medium. Wow, that's funny.
He did. You didn't.
Yeah.
You didn't see the pictures?
He said you wear a European small, so that's what we
Yep.
send you.
A schmedium.
Schmedium. He also carries around a purse with him too.
Mm-hmm. Occasionally.
European shoulder bag.
It's a satchel, and Indiana Jones wore one.
True.
Why is my Facebook not working whatsoever?
Uh-oh. Jeremy Duper's here.
Everybody look out.
Oh boy.
Oh, boy.
Now it's a party.
Yep. Another LJ person.
Sorry.
I'm a TJ guy, so it's like half an LJ.
Yeah.
But if you were out in Moab, you'd go, there is no other Jeep than an LJ.
Well,
Yeah.
everything that like car cover wise is an LJ car cover because it's stretched,
Right,
you know,
right.
the chassis and the tubing and everything. But yeah,
Does Armor Light make anything for the LJ?
they make the TJ fronts
Yep.
that are the same. So
Yeah.
That's all I need because
Yep.
I am cooking in the front seat with this new engine.
You-
And
it's- I just put the set in my daughter's TJ, and the sound dampening alone made a world of
well,
difference.
you wheel with a top and not just uppers, but full doors on. So I don't think we're gonna get any
Yeah.
sound dampening from this beast here.
You would be surprised at how much sound comes up, and especially in the canyon. You get a lot of sound in there. So heat and sound, I think it's going to make a difference because I wheel my JK generally. When I'm wheeling, I don't have doors and my top is down, and I don't hear the sound underneath me. I hear it in the back, as if it was just regular exhaust, and I have a pipes exhaust, so I don't hear it underneath me. I hear it in the back.
So like when you just keep continually ramming your pumpkin into rocks, you don't hear any of that.
he does that a lot.
I do that. I do that a lot, and I feel that a lot.
We saw him. He was in a rental and he was not gentle.
Oh,
so
he
we
is
should-
never.
Jeremy might be watching.
I have literally seen Terry try to follow me up like a boulder field with, medium to large size rocks.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know. I'm in my buggy on 40s and tons, locked, in the rear, and sometimes just kind of messing around with him, lifting tires, this and that. And he's like, I'm going to keep up with you. I'm going to keep up with you. No, Terry, no. JK on 35s does not keep up with that.
Oh, so the rental was quite the upgrade then.
Yes.
Oh, definitely.
The JL on 37s wasn't it? Something like that.
Yeah, it was a JL on 37s with the 4-cylinder. Man, that thing climbed everything. I loved it. I guess that's going to be my next Jeep.
JLs, they're best wheeling vehicle out there.
I've heard this.
I've got one that's absolutely pristine, like it came off a sugar corn.
OEM Plus.
Yeah. I got 30,000 miles on it too.
Is that for sale on RevKit?
It could be for the right price.
Everything is for sale.
Everything's for sale.
All right, let's give it a couple minutes and then we'll jump in.
I'm posting. It's going. We're getting there.
Oh, wait a minute. Got to catch up on all the banter here.
You just post a link? That's what you did?
I did not. I just said to him, but I assume the internet folks would have to find it on their own accord.
Yeah, they have to like us on Facebook, and then they get the notifications.
Yeah.
Okay. Billy, someone just said a TJ is half a TJ or something along the line.
TJ is half a TJ.
A TJ is a half an LJ.
Yeah. All right. Are you guys ready?
I'm ready. Let's do this.
Let's party.
We're born ready.
All right, that's what I like to hear. All
What are
right.
we doing?
So I'm gonna
I'm gonna hit the live button.
I'm gonna hit the live button in just a minute. Well, we've been live, right? But I'll hit the real
actual
button.
live
It's like
button.
an official ding. Like, what do you hit? Like a gong or something like that?
Now I've got a little
He's got a fancy
fancy button
pad.
pusher.
Oh, we need to upgrade that. Yeah,
Yeah.
you're gonna need bigger bells, bigger balls, bigger things.
So
Yes.
it's like your S Pod in your Jeep that you
Yep.
know you use to turn on your fancy lights, and that's basically what that is. So he has a button and it's connected to a little video clip. That's our intro.
Yeah. Oh,
Hit the record button, Terry.
I did hit the record this time, which is a new feat for me, getting it all ready.
See, our fans even let us know to record. We have a trend.
All right, I'm going to hit that button. Well, hey, everyone, and welcome to the Jeep Life Podcast. We're that podcast that we celebrate that Jeep life, and, man, it's being celebrated tonight in the best of ways. I am Jeep and Terry, and I'm joined, as always, with RevKit Billy on the other mic. How you doing, Bill?
I got punched in the face.
You shouldn't make simple tools angry at you.
It was literally a box end wrench, and it came after me with my fist attached to it.
You know, there's this whole thing that I used to do with my little brother, and I would grab his arm and I'd just smack himself in the head, and I would say, "Stop
Yeah.
hitting yourself."
So the Big Red, my JK, reached out, grabbed my arm, and slapped myself with it.
I would say you're a dumbass, but
That's an understatement.
we all know that to be true, and you know, quite the mechanic as well.
Yeah, I mean, occasionally when the tools don't get angry at me.
Yeah, no doubt.
So I've been working on Big Red a lot, and
yeah, I stepped in the garage today.
We're
Big
gonna-
Red is
we're gonna leave it to the.
oh
It's only like a third of the way done, if that.
yeah, and 2.5 more inches, maybe 3. That thing,
Coilovers added some height.
yeah, no doubt, and definitely some travel.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, we'll save that for another
Another day.
episode, because I've got a couple people that I want to introduce you to, and I got to
People that have more travel than I do.
yeah, no doubt. I've brought in, Billy's brought in, we've bagged, we borrowed, we sent checks that we're going to bounce and everything to get these guys on the show. But we've got Mike Kaplan and Dan Hart from RevKit. What's up, guys?
Hey, what's happening,
Hey.
guys?
All right, so as you're looking at it, Mike is on your left on the screen and Dan is on the right. And it took me about an hour to get that right while we were out in Moab.
He actually called us Billy and Terry for a while. It was super weird.
Well, it was like looking in a mirror. I couldn't figure it out. I'll let you figure out which one was which.
I think I could put 2 and 2 together.
Yeah, no doubt. But these guys have agreed to join us tonight, and we're gonna run our regular podcast, and then we'll bring them on, and we're gonna talk about RevKit and them personally a little bit later. But
So can I set the stage right
yeah,
here?
said it.
We're gonna talk about something that I told you.
Yeah, I remember.
How long ago?
It was forever ago.
Probably
3
years ago.
Yeah,
I found RevKit.
yeah.
And I was like, hey, Terry, check out this website. And you were like, well, it's a website.
Yeah.
He's an app snob. All right.
So needless to say,
Yeah.
Terry called out the app.
Yeah. It was like, when they do that, then I'm in for sure.
And now we have the app, and you are in. So
I am in.
Yep.
We support your Android phone all day.
Well done. Well played. Yeah. So when we did it, I went back and while I was out in Moab with these guys, and I pulled up my account and I looked at it and I go, not one thing on my Jeep is currently on my Jeep.
Not the same.
So yeah, I even had to like change passwords, I
Yeah.
think, or something. I don't know. Thank goodness. Thank goodness our devices
Forget
remind
password.
us. Yeah, right. It's so yeah. Bill, you were on forever ago, and I appreciate you.
Puddles is Puddles is still a page. So my old 1998 Cherokee
Yeah.
on like 35s in the worst slap together lift kit you could get.
Yeah.
Yeah, so needless to say, that was one of the original Rev kits, and I built one
Well,
for.
we appreciate that, Billy, because there's a short list of OGs that we keep in mind. We actually were with one of them last week. Was that last week? Yeah,
Whatever.
DJS.
Yeah.
Yeah, that Marvin from Flex Rocks and Rollovers.
Oh, yeah.
actually
Oh, I know
did a
Marvin.
video out about Josh Steelman, Steelicon. He was, I think, number two or three.
Yeah.
Oh wow!
And he's just been a long time. This was back in 2017.
And for him, this is 9 Jeeps ago.
Totally. 9
Yeah.
Jeeps and 7 Hellcats ago.
Right.
So I don't think I'm that old, but yeah, I think I'm pretty far back there.
Well, it looks like we've got people that are downloading the app as we speak. So
Good.
keep that up.
Yeah. Yep. Much better experience.
Yes.
Yeah, for sure. But I see the beast behind you. Let's talk about that guy before we move on. Yeah,
This whole gal?
This whole thing.
it's a little thing.
Let's talk about where it started.
Where it
What-
started? Yeah, so this is RevKit's 05 LJ. This is the party wagon. It started off, we bought it
Locally.
locally. I think we got it for 10 grand
10
from
grand,
a
salvage
local,
title.
Yeah, salvage title. It had like a 2.5 inch something metal cloak lift on it, and 33s maybe.
30, maybe 35s.
Yeah, and so we obviously immediately in some off-brand soft top, and that was about it. And we immediately took it up to, was it Spring Creek?
Yep.
Took it up to Spring Creek, which is a local trail here. It's got a decent-sized gatekeeper. Then the rest of it's like boulder fields. It's not a super tough trail, but it's really fun. And actually, Dan was driving it that night, and we had a couple buddies with us too. And I was ahead in our JL, and I turned around after I was just kind of hauling butt down the trail, and I watch it come raging down the trail like a pogo stick, as like TJs and LJs do before they get good suspension on them. And I'm like, that thing parties. That is the party wagon. Let's go.
That's how it started. That is how it started. But then after that, we took it to Sand Hollow when it was on 35s and a super mild to lift. And honestly, I drove that thing the whole week, and it was so much fun. Just like doing all the crazy like 8 and 9 trails in like a vehicle that has only 35-inch tires and a mild lift and a lunchbox locker up front. Like, you really had to focus on what you were doing.
I think you're talking about Terry's entire Jeep life.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's about
Yes.
right.
Yeah.
Actually, it was wheeling when you had to focus versus wheeling when you just put the gas down and close your eyes, and there it just magically happens.
Yep.
So that was only 2.5 years ago at this point. It's gone through a couple different builds, and the current state of it, which Terry got to experience, is a lot bigger. But the biggest change recently is a 6.6 liter LX3 for Bruiser Conversions,
Mm-hmm.
and a custom exhaust that is it's just, the whole thing's a monster. It sounds like a race truck, and it feels like one, but it handles like a son of a gun.
That exhaust dumps out the side.
It
Yeah.
does. It's right
Oh.
behind Dan here.
Yeah, you can't see it. It's over here somewhere. But that exhaust, when we were working on that, was that last year, when we had it at the exhaust shop. They were sending us photos of the exhaust, and we'll have to send them to you guys so you can post later or something.
Yeah.
But it was like a work of art. I'm not kidding you. Like some of the most beautiful exhaust work I've ever seen in my life. It circles. You look under there, it comes down and then it circles back, and then it dumps out the side. And they had to do that in order to account for like the drive shafts, the axle, all that sort of stuff. It's so cool.
It's our buddy Corey down in Colorado Springs, that stainless Jeeper. He's a stainless steel like industrial artist of sorts, and he gets that Jeep life, and he did some special stuff for it. It's pretty rad.
That's really
One
cool.
day the JL will get the exhaust upgrades.
a side exit or hood.
Yeah.
I think hood
I'm
exit
gonna do a
is
roof
better.
exit. I'm gonna go
He's
like
going
old school, like semi stacks,
Diesel stacks.
I love it.
but in a gasser.
Right.
Love it.
Oh, that's awesome. I've done really nothing this week Jeep related. I mean, I installed the armor. Oh wait, I did install.
You did a lot of stuff.
That's true. I did install the armor light.
I
and the
didn't do
TJ.
anything. I'm to Jeep and Terry.
Oh, and speaking of armor light, we have an announcement coming soon.
Ruh-roh.
Yeah, we've come to some agreements.
Uh-oh. What does that mean?
I mean, well, I can't announce it yet
Okay.
until the ink is dry. We've got verbal and handshake agreements going on. When the ink is dry,
Do I get a Happy Meal?
you will definitely get a Happy Meal.
Yay.
That's all that matters.
Does the party wagon get some armor light in this deal?
I'll take the Happy Meal.
Where do they have the Happy Meal than the armor light? No, I don't know.
I like that idea.
I'll put in a little word or two. I don't know.
Well, I mean, I think the only thing that is going to stop the heat soaking through those floorboards is armor light.
So we did the armor light, the kid and I. Well, actually, I made her do almost everything.
Yep. Which you had some heat soak through that little little inline 6.
Well, it had no carpets in it.
Right.
The floor was painted
black.
Good.
So it looked good.
It looked good, but it definitely had no thermal and audio protection at all.
It was good for looking at the Jeep, so we made sure that there was no rust in the floorboards.
That's right. And so to do the TJ, it says instructions 2 to 4 hours.
Yeah. Complete lie.
100% lie.
You're still installing it.
2 to 4 hours, my ass. But it does require removal of all the seats.
Okay.
And the consoles. So
Okay.
everything comes out of the floor. Anything on the floor, out. And actually, it cut down the time. Would have been fine if I hadn't had to put bolts back in, drive over here, and had your young ass.
Hey, Bill.
Loosen up.
Yeah.
Loosen up one T50.
Well,
bolt.
it wasn't that you needed me to loosen it. You needed me to get it out without breaking it.
Yeah, true. Yeah, it was in.
Or stripping it.
Yeah. But, 10 minutes later,
I got it out.
you had it out.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. So
Yep.
then we drove right back home and finished it up, and it looks amazing.
Yes. Yes, it does.
It took like 2 or 3 days of kicking the flooring around to get the holes to line up for the drain plugs, but now
Maybe it was a typo. Was it 2 to 3 days, not 2 to 4 hours?
Yeah, I think it was 2 to 4 days.
Well, so funny enough, when the JK model came out,
Oh, God.
they sent Billy a set.
This
and
was way back. This was
4 years ago. I mean, we were their first real partner, and they were our first real partner. We were both infants in the game of life, and it was balls hot outside that day. And it starts out that we do a video of the installation.
Hold on. It started, and it was only like 75 degrees, and
yeah.
it was reasonable. And then in the hour and a half that we did the intro to the video, somehow it went from 75 to like 90 and 150% humidity.
Yeah. So if you were on camera, I was holding the camera.
And I was...
But we were both soaked.
It was awful.
By the time we got to the outro and kind of talked about it, Bill was just soaked, still grinning ear to ear. But
yeah, I was like, I got an awesome floor system.
Yeah.
And then...
And a 3-pound weight loss.
Yep.
But no, the Armor Light is great. I find it makes more impact in the TJ than it does in any other.
Well, I think we're going to find out how much impact it makes in a TJ when I put it to the test.
Yeah, well, I think we have one.
LJ.
Yeah,
right.
with a big hot engine.
Yeah. I have a heat issue as well, so
yeah.
Not a big engine. I just have a heat issue.
Well, we have the same engine on just a little 4.0, right? But
I go like 2 miles an hour.
That's true.
And
there's no airflow whatsoever.
No airflow.
None.
It's usually rev limiter and no airflow.
Yeah. But that's what I did this week, jeeping wise, I guess.
I put on coilovers on my JK.
Dude, that's ridiculous. I mean, you were already sitting tall enough on that thing, but wow.
Yeah, why not? Casual Saturday.
Tara just updated me. It took her 2 hours to do
an
install on a JK.
You guys mind if I answer another viewer's question here?
Yeah, go for it.
Long-time listener, first-time caller.
So this is kind of a funny story. We were in Moab with Terry, but we were at Moab at the brewery, and we had an evening event to go to, and it was 6:59 p.m., and we were unaware of the fact that at 7 p.m., no more liquor is allowed to be sold in the state of Utah, or at least in Grand County, whatever it is. So
wait, what?
It's Utah.
Yeah.
Home of the Mormons.
Liquor in general?
Liquor.
Yep.
Huh.
Back in the day, like in the 90s, the manager used to have to bring you any type of beer or anything like that. So it's improved.
Huh.
So we're at the Moab brewery, and we asked the waitress. We said, "Hey, is this for real?" And she says, "Yes, but we have a loophole. We can sell it here." And we said, "Okay, well, we're drinking tequila tonight." She says, "Well, we have tequila." So we go back there, and there's gin. It's $22. Vodka, $22. Whiskey, $22. And tequila, $89 for this bottle of tequila. And so obviously we bought it, and we wanted to save it for the rest of it for tonight. So there it is.
That's awesome.
Cheers, boys. Yeah, Utah, the home of the Mormons.
I have tequila upstairs. You want me to go get some tequila?
Oh my God, we may never get done with this show.
That's okay.
The last hour is just all of us face first.
It's in my basement. We don't have to go anywhere.
That's true. Oh my God. Oh, we have some merchandise.
We do have merchandise. Well, we need to redo our merchandise.
I think so.
I need to get behind the design.
Yeah, I think a minor rebrand might be
minor rebrand,
and get some new merchandise, because I would like to be able to be out, and instead of people going to a website and ordering web merch,
they should be able to buy it from us.
Yeah.
Tell us what you think. And did you know you can contact the podcast at info@jeeplifepodcast.com?
That's the easiest way.
It is. But
or
also
through any of our socials.
I know.
Yeah.
We haven't heard from any of our listeners lately, and we always love to hear from our voicemail.
No, it's not true. I got 2 email questions this week, but based on last week, you told me to save them.
Okay.
So I've saved them.
It's all my fault.
Yeah, it always is.
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, reach out to us. We'd love to hear from you. If you have ideas about the design.
That's kind of where I was going with it. And if you have any ideas, tell us what you want.
Or if you're a graphic designer that wants to work for real cheap for a great podcast.
Of free 99, and maybe we'll buy a case of beer.
Yeah. Oh, definitely going to buy you a case of beer.
But you got to drink said case of beer with us.
I love our stipulations. They're amazing. All right, later on, we're going to get down and dirty with Mike and Dan from RevKit. For right now, where are we going to be this summer? Where are our events?
I don't know where you're going to be, but I know where I'm going to be. I'm going to be at the Spring Trail Ride on April 22nd at AOAA with the Jeep Enthusiasts of Eastern Pennsylvania.
Yeah, I think the question mark on that is if I have a Jeep or not.
And the question on that is whether I'm going to be leading your group, because nobody signed up for my group.
Yeah. Well, if I don't have a Jeep, you're welcome to lead my group.
Yeah. So a good buddy of ours messaged me the other day, and he's like, "Hey, nobody signed up for your group, so what are you doing?" I'm like, "Well, I guess I gotta jump in with Terry."
We've got 130 Jeeps coming to this thing, and none of them wanted to hang out with you.
No, they all hate me at this point,
I think
or
so.
they all know I'm crazy.
That's true. I mean, we Mike and Dan, we founded a Jeep club. As a matter of fact, we founded the Jeep club 5 years ago yesterday.
Yep.
Was the first time Billy and I actually ever met.
And we're over 9,000 members.
Yeah. And we do a spring and fall trail ride with these guys. And, a good portion of them have never wheeled before.
Yeah.
And we love that we're able to take out groups of people that have never wheeled and introduce them to the sport. And then it's just kind of grown. It's a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to be camping up there. My plan is to get up there Friday not early, but early-ish, and wheel a little bit, set up camp, have a good time that night, and then do Saturday and maybe do a cleanup on Sunday.
Hey, then 2 weeks later, we're going to be up there again for May 6th, and that's a great event supporting Project Sanctuary with Evolution Jeep Alliance, and that is Recovery for a Cause up at AOAA.
Great event.
It's an amazing event. And then nationwide is May 20th is Go Topless Day, and we're going to be hanging out with the Jeep enthusiasts of Eastern Pennsylvania again.
Yeah, we're stingy that way.
We're kind of like that.
Yeah, but that is a nationwide event through Barricade.
So look for your local Jeep Club's event and go topless.
Yeah, take it all off.
We told you Terry's taking his shirt off this episode.
It's coming off one way or the other.
And then June 7th to the 11th is Bantam Jeep Fest in Butler, Pennsylvania. And that's where we're going to be.
Yep. Have you guys ever been to Jeep Fest?
No. And we're actually the furthest east we've ever wheeled will be this coming week. We're going to be out in Jeep Beach for the week.
Okay.
Oh, nice.
We're going to be heading up north with a pretty heavy-hitting crew, and we're going to do a couple days at Windrock.
Oh, nice.
Hmm.
Yeah, you did Windrock last year.
Wheels all about.
When are you going to Windrock?
Terry, come meet us at Windrock.
I think, Billy, it is May 4th and 5th, something like that. So, yeah.
You want to come party, Billy?
Sorry, May 1st and 2nd, actually. So we'll see you guys there.
No, I'm so tempted. I grew up in Tennessee, so I wheeled. That's where I learned where to wheel.
Yeah.
Is in Tennessee. So
I was there last year, and I just drooled the entire time.
Yeah, it's a good park.
It's a good time.
Sure. So maybe we will meet you there.
Sounds like a plan.
Bring your rental JL and let's party. Rent it from Moab and drive it out.
Jeremy tried to sell me that JL the whole week.
Oh, I bet he did.
He was like, "Oh, it's for sale. You can buy it. It's for sale." All right, thanks, Jeremy. But no, Bantam Jeep Festival is the home of Jeep. Butler, Pennsylvania is where the first Jeep was made, right down the road, and it's kind of a big deal.
It is a big deal.
People all over the country.
They shut down the town on like Saturday night and have a giant Jeep parade.
Yeah,
it's pretty cool.
It lots of Jeeps.
Yeah. And then July 14th and 16th is New Jersey Jeep Invasion in Wildwood, New Jersey. Are you actually going?
As of right now, no.
Okay.
I'm
going.
I might go to the Rubicon and do Jeep Jamboree.
That's cool.
That's tentatively on the board right now.
That's far.
It is far.
I'm going to go to the beach.
So you're going?
Yeah.
All right.
I may have promised somebody in an altered state of mind that I would go.
That's fair enough, especially if said person might pay part of the way there.
Well, it was one of the. No, it's that I have to pay half the way there.
Oh, yeah. It looks like we have bought and paid for fans over here. Looking good, RevKit boys.
Hey.
Thanks, Mom.
That's my longtime sponsor. That's my wife.
Yep.
Aw. Checking in on me. We're doing good.
Making sure you're where you're supposed to be.
Yes, I am where I'm supposed to be right now.
We've been an alibi for many a people for sure.
Eric said take his JK to Windrock. So,
dude, I'll take that, no doubt.
My JK will be done too.
Yeah, right. Let's take the JTE.
Yeah, it won't be back on. It's not back on this coast yet.
Yes, it will be.
In May,
weeks. It will be.
All right. Well, I'm on. Regardless, I'm taking overkill. I'm
taking my new overkill.
Yeah. Right. All right. Does that cover our events?
I think so. I'm going to be out wheeling every other weekend from now until.
Yeah, it's that time of year.
Yep.
Now, before we jump in, I'm blown away that I got to hang out with these guys and meet them. Their energy is off the charts.
Keep rubbing it in, Terry.
I know, right? I'm sorry.
Well, just so you know, Billy, we kept saying we wish Billy was here instead of you.
I bet. I bet.
That's generally the reaction I get. So,
hey, where's Billy? Hey, Terry, great to meet you. Where's Billy?
Yeah, where's Billy?
Who's your better half?
Yeah, I think we're equals. I outweigh you by double, and you're younger than me by double.
You do.
Yeah. So.
And I'm twice as crazy as you are.
Yeah. I could be your dad for sure.
Let's not talk about that.
Yeah, the jury's still out, right?
Yeah, maybe.
But welcome officially, Dan and Mike, to the studio. It's good to have you here. Thanks for taking time out of your busy lives. I know Colorado is 2 hours earlier, so you had to stop doing something to join us.
Can I actually tell you what I was doing today, because it was amazing?
Yeah.
So you guys, Terry, you got to meet the Gazelle, Matt Corbin.
Oh, yeah, Matt.
Media capture, videographer, photographer. So him and I took the LJ this morning to an Audi car meetup up at Red Rocks because it's just gorgeous. Nice. And there's just a lot of supercars and cool stuff up there. Brought the 6.6 up there and ran through the tunnel and made everyone, do stuff in their pants because of it.
Jealous.
So we went up there, shot some photos, and met some tuner guys and some JDM guys and some supercar guys. And then, so Dan and I found this out a while back when we first started working with Matt, that 29-year-old Matt Corbin, the Gazelle, has, to this date, not learned how to ride a bike in his life. So after heading up the hill there, we came back down to my house, and I'm a lifelong biker. I've got about 7 or 8 different types of bikes in here. So we said, today's the day. We threw a helmet on him, some gloves. I wanted to get him padded up. He wouldn't wear pads. And we put him in the driveway on my wife's 27-year-old mountain bike first. It's about this big. And then we slowly graduated him up to the e-bike, which we're going to be riding around Jeep Beach. And we can talk about that if we kind of figure that out. But I thought it was going to be a mess. My daughter came out. She was looking for just straight carnage. Yeah. And the guy took off, started pedaling, and he was off to the races. But it was a proud dad day because I've only done that for my rear tire.
So Matt has now moved into Mike's house.
Yeah,
he's making us dinner right now.
He was a couple weeks late for my taxes, unfortunately, but I'll get him this next year as a dependent.
So I'm gonna let everybody. I will let you tell, why is he the Gazelle?
Oh boy. So Matt is the Gazelle for one simple reason. So he's a media guy, right? He's taking photos, he's doing GoPro, he's taking video, all sorts of stuff. He will be standing there right next to you, taking an epic photo of somebody else coming up an obstacle up the trail. You'll turn around and you'll wonder where he's at, and he's up on the cliff.
Yeah.
Within a matter of 15 seconds. And that's just the way he operates the whole day. We were doing this, what was that?
Years ago.
When we did Pritchett.
Oh, yeah.
Friday night or Thursday night. It was like a 15, 16-hour day for all of us. And he had the same energy all day long. Constantly running, constantly trying to get in the right position. And then one day we were just like, man, this guy's like a gazelle. He just never stops. He's always moving, always getting there wherever he needs to go super fast.
And so he's leaned into it. He loves it. So he is now Matt Gazelles on Instagram, and he's just requested his new Colorado plates on his Tacoma as Gazelle with a 3 instead of the E, because someone else has Colorado Gazelle, obviously.
That's cool.
Well, I got to witness this. It was so funny because you guys we were doing a recovery on Hell's Gate, and you guys just whistle, and I'm like, what the hell? And off the top of this cliff comes Matt just running. So most people would have to kind of boulder down it or maybe take their time. No, dude just runs like he was born there. It was.
That's great.
I was like,
That's
well,
bad.
that explains it right there. Yeah, that was hilarious just to watch it kind of happen, and he knew where to be. He was never in the wrong place, and if he was in the wrong place, you look over there. Oh man, the action should be over here. Before you could even think the concept is he should be somewhere else, he was on the other side of the ravine.
Yeah, he's been on so many rides with us that he knows where to put himself at the right moment in order to capture just that right video or that right photo, the right angle. Like you think, like I mean, I go through this all the time where it's like, oh, I wonder if Matt got this shot, and then we look at the shots later, and I'm like, oh yeah, of course he got him because he was gazelling all around the world while we were just doing our thing.
I need this guy.
I was going to say we've been looking for somebody.
We need this guy
like that for us. We can't pay, but
well, we need to get him to reproduce.
Yeah,
and then we can make little.
Can we make little gazelles?
Can you just take a little syringe, just stick in his arm, pull it out, get some DNA, and clone his ass.
Clone him.
Yeah.
So,
clone the
ladies,
gazelle.
If you're looking for a newly trained bicycle riding gazelle in the greater Denver metro area, just let RevKit know.
I'll pay thousands of dollars for that.
For that offspring.
Yep, free photos.
We'll provide photo.
Oh, we can start a Kickstarter right now for the gazelle. Oh my God, that's awesome.
Charge per sample.
Either Matt is loving this or he's on his way to your house right now.
Banging on the garage in a second.
Yeah, right. All right, so how did all this coolness that is RevKit come about? Did you guys grow up together? Has this? Let's hear the origin story. We don't necessarily have to have a 3-hour movie as the origin story, but
when did it actually
funny
start?
You say that. I brought a whiteboard. No, just kidding.
You want to?
Who wants to take that?
All right. So Dan and I.
Right, let's let Mike take it. Yeah.
Matt's dying. He just a message on there. Dan and I come from, at this point, 20 plus years of software design experience. We were both agency guys forever. We worked in software design agencies. We did tons of consulting work for big companies, small companies, ourselves, all those sort of things. And him and I met. We were working in big corporate consulting at Deloitte Digital. Dan was the creative director, and I was the director of user experience, which basically meant we led large teams of designers for big corporate enterprise, Fortune 5, Fortune 10 company software builds. And we've been doing this, over 15 years for other people at this point. And we met at work, and as work wives do, we go like that.
Yep.
Yeah.
But we just got along really well. We're working on projects together.
We hustled. I think that was the big driver. Was big consulting. Like you tend to get
you blend in.
You get a paycheck. You do your job.
So you like to read each other's code on dates and sit in dark rooms and do weird things together.
Yeah,
maybe
those sort of awkward mandates.
But no, sorry, I'll bring out the nerd in me. It comes out real quick.
So Dan at the time was you want to talk about modding your Harley?
Yeah. So for me, I've been into cars and trucks my entire life. I grew up in small town Kansas where the only thing really to do was shoot guns, drink beer, go fishing, go hunting, and trucks and cars and muscle cars were a part of your life, right? I mean, my first car I bought for my grandma for $500. I paid her $50 a month for 10 months. And I was modding this 1980 Ford Fairmont, which is the world's ugliest car. And I would put speakers and that kind of stuff in it, and then I'd get a different car and I would do the same thing and just kept graduating. And always into like, modifying something, since I was a kid. And so when Mike and I got to know each other, I had a Harley Street Bob at the time. It was like a 2014, and I loved it. It was a great bike. It actually got me through a lot of personal things at the time. And when I was talking to Mike, and we kind of come up with this idea, I was just like, I got really, really, really frustrated with. I've got this interesting vehicle, this Harley, and I know you can do a lot of stuff to this thing. I know you can do all kinds of exhaust, suspension, tires, handlebars, the whole stuff, right? But what I hated was all of the different tools and places I had to go find inspiration, like Instagram, Facebook, forums, Google search, all the stuff. And it just got so time consuming, or even tracking all this stuff in a spreadsheet. And then so Mike and I got to talking, and we're like, okay, well, that's interesting. Like, there might be a market there.
This is a problem we can solve with software.
Yeah. And so that's what we did. We essentially came up with this idea, and we're like, okay, there's some real value behind this, and there's a real opportunity here. And our wives trusted us, and thankfully so. We quit our, cushy full-time jobs, making a great salary back in 2017, and took a chance. And granted, we had to do some other things to make money, not other things, but we had a
OnlyFans before OnlyFans was OnlyFans.
Yeah. Only Dan's, if you guys have
check me out on Only Dan's. Yes,
Only Dan's.
There's only one person, and it's just me.
But it's kind of funny to mention that the first version of RevKit was actually what we were trying to build was a recommendation engine. So for Dan, you come in with your Street Bob, or Jim comes in off the street with a stockish JK, whatever it is, and you put that in, and you're able to be able to get information told to you by the system and what you can do. And what we tried, we didn't have all the information. We could never have it all. So what we went out and did is we actually had cash in hand, and we were going up to technicians at like a 4-Wheel Parts or other off-road shops. And we're saying, hey, we'll give you this crisp, clean $100 bill. We're giving you this spreadsheet that's going to say, what's your top 10 suspension parts? What's your top 10 engine modifications? What's your top 10 wheels and tires and all this sort of stuff? And we couldn't even pay people to give us the information to build this recommendation engine.
Yeah. Oh.
So while we're out here failing at getting the data, we just spun up, because we know enough. We're designers, but we know enough how to code to basically put a basic page together.
Yeah.
Dan and I spun up what basically is the first version of RevKit, is just the ability for someone to put their own modifications on a page and track what they've done, and then let other people get inspired by that.
And there's something that people that maybe not know about that, and maybe Breakability, you were
part of that.
Part of this is, so back in the day, probably from like 2017 to a lot of 2018 was, anytime somebody signed up for RevKit, we literally, Mike and I would go in and create the pages ourselves
and update them.
And if somebody wanted to add new photos or new parts, we would do it for them, because we knew that there was such an interest there, and we just didn't have the technology just yet. We were just hustling. We were just like, okay, we got to keep doing this. We got to keep doing this. And so we did that, and it just continued to work. And so now and I'm jumping way forward, is like now what it's the problem that Mike was identifying in the beginning was like when we were trying to hire people to knowledge dump of like things that people should do to their Jeeps. Now we're to the point where it's like, okay, we can take some of our information and be able to educate people, like all the new people who are coming into off-roading, or we're just like, hey, what do I do? Where do I go? What lift? What tire size? All that kind of stuff. And actually, we're getting to a point now where we can recommend that, because there's enough information there. And before we didn't have that. And so we're trying to take that information and turn it back and like give it back to people that way, so they can make educational decisions and get the right parts that they need for their vehicle.
Yeah. I mean, I definitely remember back when like I tried to create a group and I had to like email somebody to get the group created.
Oh, that's
and
still the same way.
I was going to say, I don't think that's changed.
No, not much, but like I definitely have noticed a lot of the improvements over time. And in the beginning, it was so. To be honest with you, I created the page, I started it, and I would go on it like once a month, if that, and update something or this and that. And not until recently, I'd say probably in the past like year and a half, that I was really like kind of more active on it.
That's important, and we know that too. And there's so much stuff, like Dan was mentioning, we had to start our own kind of design and software design agency just to keep pumping money into RevKit to keep it up. And so there hasn't been a ton, like we have so much stuff already ready to go in design that we just can't afford to develop yet. But all that's changing this year. You're going to see a ton more stuff coming out. You're going to see all those things that you want to do. You're going to be able to message everybody. You're going to be able to post about the activity that you're doing, build threads, all the sort of things that are going to bring you back and make it a more useful tool for yourself and people that are looking to get into the sport. And not just Jeeps and like the supercars and the JDMs and the trucks and all of that. Like that's where we're heading towards, and it's happening very quickly, and it's happening this year. Yeah.
Well, that's awesome. So which came first? Were you guys wheeling and then did this, or was it this and then became badass wheelers?
The latter.
It was a ladder. Yeah. So I mean, we live in Colorado, right? Like we're both huge outdoor people. We love, we both ride motocross. We're always out riding dirt bikes and stuff on the weekends, especially in the summer. We're always camping. And so we were huge outdoor enthusiasts. And then we really wanted to go deep in one specific area first after doing some work on RevKit. And Jeep made the most sense.
The biggest cult.
And then we were like, we need to have a Jeep.
And we love this. And I think you can see that we may have gone a little too deep.
Yeah, right. And now we love it way too much.
Nope.
No,
you found the biggest cult in the continental United States.
We didn't. Yeah, we're members. We're not whatever it is. I'm not only the president. I'm also a member.
Yep.
We live it. We love it, and it's I love the name Overkill for you, Terry. But Dan and I definitely went in super deep and hard, and we wheel as much as possible, and we cannot value that time on the trails with the vehicles, but with the people any more than we are. It's like insane. That's where we get to talk to everyone. We get to hear feedback on the app. We get to learn about what other people are doing. We get to meet folks. It's just the best. That's why we love the events like EJS. We love the trail riding events. Like we talk about it like it's our golf course for other people. That's where we meet people. That's where we're doing all the the meet and greets, the shaking babies and kissing hands.
Meeting
all that
folks
sort
like
of
yourself, right?
I hate that I wasn't able to go on your ride on Moab Rim, but I had other vendors to, kiss babies and hold hands and
always
eat babies. I don't know.
Shake babies.
Oh, shake baby. Yeah, there
shake
we go.
babies, kiss hands. Yeah.
But it was great to meet you guys, and to be honest, you look like you were seasoned pros at it, with the exception of bags just flipping out of the back of the.
I may have seen that video.
I watched it live.
I saw just something
kept coming.
like.
That's because I'm creating a following called Yard Sale for the Gram.
The JL is just so big, nothing falls out. So
he's got like underfloor storage and shit.
You had an awesome question about their rides, and we've already talked about the TJ.
Yeah. And so, what do you guys drive? And I want to know about the Honda Civic you daily drive.
Wait, what do we drive on a normal basis?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Well. Yeah, I don't drive a Honda Civic, that's for sure. No, I drive a 2022 Ram 2500 Limited.
Okay.
With three.
It's just a little baby truck.
It's got a 3.25-inch Harley lift on it, 38-inch tires, Baja light bar up top, front runner roof rack, air suspension.
Obviously, it has the rock slide engineering steps because that's the only way to get into it.
Yes.
Yep.
And it's also our tow pig.
Yes.
It tows our gooseneck and two Jeeps. So
gotcha.
Yeah.
I have a 2020 or 2021
Honda Civic
Ram Rebel.
Well, hold on. There's a funny story here. So my previous truck was a Ram Rebel 2016.
The previous generation.
Previous generation. And then Mike was like, "Ooh, I like that truck." So
well, because that was our first RevKit, basically tow pig, and we drove it everywhere across the country. And I said, "This is a really nice truck." Now they make a nicer version of it. I'm going to buy that.
So he went and bought the nicer one, had it for like a year, and then I was like, oh, hell no. So I was like, I went and bought the biggest, the baddest one I could get, and I was like, okay, now you drive the Tacoma, and I drive the
Ram. Is it always a contest?
Pretty much.
Never.
Yes.
Yeah. It's okay.
I love it. We're the same way. Only I never win anything.
And I just have to use a ladder to get in with whatever I have.
That's right. All right.
Billy, are you vertically challenged, Billy? We haven't met in person.
No, I'm not. I'm actually like 6 foot.
Yeah,
It's just,
we're the same height. I'm just wider.
Yeah.
Same guy, just 2 of 1. And, okay, got
yep.
it.
Yeah.
He is definitely the younger version of me.
But JK is nail on coilovers and like 4.5, 5 inches of lift at this point. I don't know why. I have to figure out how to like reduce that. So bring it down.
Gotta bring it down.
Gotta bring it down.
That's a lot of lift.
Yeah, I didn't intend for that.
You can't get it out of the garage.
No, I can't.
It won't go
Tear
out.
down your tires.
That was my. I was like, let's pull the cores and just let it go.
I'm just gonna take the roof rack off.
I don't think the roof rack's gonna cut it, man.
I think it will.
Billy, if I was like a newcomer to the sport and I was signing up for a trail ride and I saw a picture of you with a size skyscraper JK and your name Break It Billy, I would probably sign up for Terry's run too.
Absolutely.
Your name is maybe you're part of the problem. I don't know.
Probably. It's okay. And well, you haven't met the trail rig.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That TJ's a different story.
Yep. The only thing it's missing is a V8.
That's true. It's simple 4.0.
Yep.
It gets you where you need to go.
Does well.
And it's rowdy.
It gets real mad when you try to go fast when you're trying to go those places, but it'll get you there.
It gets there. And so one of our listeners is demanding a correction on the podcast.
Yeah.
So Overkill is not Terry's Jeep. Overkill is Eric's Jeep.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, he's on 40s and
40s.
Well, Terry said he just bought it.
Yeah.
No, I was going to drive it.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Yeah.
Underkill, is that yours then, Terry?
Yeah.
Underwhelm.
Underwhelming.
Underwhelming.
No, my Jeep. His name is Kylo. I'm a Star Wars fan through and through.
Oh,
and you can find it on RevKit at Kylo.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. But that's
yes, you can.
Not only is it a show vehicle, but I've been.
All of these rigs that we're talking about can be found on RevKit.com by their name.
Or the app. Yes, for sure.
Right.
But it's been everywhere. I've wheeled it from California to here and everywhere in between. So
not intentionally. That's just because he's driven from coast to coast in it.
That's right. And I forget what pavement looks like and just find the nearest dirt road and just go.
But something for real to be said about these big groups of folks that are going out on these trail rides. If you're looking to see who you're going up against, or they're talking about a trail that they rode, and you want to see, can I do it on 37s? Can I do it on 35s? You can go, and that's why it's just important to get so many folks up there so it can just help people get into this sport.
Yeah, and I think that's a really that's a aggressive drink putting down on the table.
Sorry, I was grabbing electrical tape. What I'm going to do with it is TBD.
Fair enough. I actually noticed that would be a really good addition to RevKit, is a where to wheel segment, and be able to.
Well,
I don't want to compare it to like the Badge of Honor, app, but it definitely something that's not as limited as Badge of Honor, but a place to go wheel. I think that would be an excellent.
Some stuff in the works. Don't you worry.
I like it. I like it.
Yeah, with some amazing partners too. That's the ticket, right? Like, can I run this? It's X miles from my house. Can I make it on my stock Jeep? Can I make all these sort of things? We just want to give that information back.
Yeah, and it's.
Do you know the guys over at Onyx Off Road?
I met them.
No, I'm asking Dan and Mike. Sounds like
we've never officially met anybody over there. No.
Oh, geez, that would be a cool addition to a map tracking service that you can link.
There's other people out there too.
Yeah. We're huge fans of the Trails Off Road app. That one works really well for us.
Yeah,
I'll have to look into that one.
I've looked into that one.
Yeah, they send people out. They have information on every single waypoint, every obstacle on the trails they do. It's just this deep wealth of knowledge, and it just works really well. And they just released a new CarPlay app too, and it's a game changer for folks with CarPlay, like our JL friends here. But
or if you got a phone,
I have
the
CarPlay.
biggest difference that those guys do is they actually have people that go out.
Oh, okay.
And they like take pictures and they walk the trail, and like you've got all this great information to know like what you're up against.
Interesting.
It's the content that makes it different. Yeah.
Okay. I like that idea.
That's good to know. Yeah, I got the notification that they went to CarPlay, and that was of interest to me.
Yes.
Well, those guys were just announced at Easter Jeep Safari that they have a Jeep partnership now, and it's a really good app.
Nice.
That's awesome.
I'll look into that because
and that's called Trails
Off-Road.
Trails Off-Road.
Off-Road. Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
I've been let down multiple times by the other guys.
And us as well, especially in some spots where you want that information. Like, yeah, there's something coming, but like, what is it? And, all that sort of stuff. And also, the Trails Off-Road app generally points in the right direction, unlike some other apps we've used in the past.
Yeah. Gotcha.
Yeah, we use out here on the East Coast, we use a Maprika.
Like
Maprika.
physical map that you guys like open up?
Yep, Maprika. It's
like
basically we use a skiing tracking app device thing.
Yeah, and you have to upload the PDFs for
literally PDFs.
That's the most redneck thing I've heard from the East Coast in a while. That's pretty good.
Pennsyltucky.
Come
Mr.
spend some time with us. You'll find out all the redneck things we do.
Yeah, I grew up out east before I moved to Colorado when I was like 13, so I am aware of the non-metro areas of Pennsylvania, and it is not what Dan thinks that he's picturing.
There's not a banjo around every corner.
Yeah.
But all right, so that's exciting. New
ventures.
Yeah, that's cool.
Mm-hmm.
Neither one of us are app builders or
nope.
I've spent a lot of time QAing software, etc.
I use a lot of software.
What is the hardest part of doing an app like this?
Oh, man. I think it's actually your job, Terry, when we find all these bugs and we got to fix them.
Yeah, right.
I don't know. I think for me, like the hardest part is building something people want. That's the hardest part, right?
Yeah, finding that thing that makes people want it, right?
Yeah, you have to be like, I think that like one of the most like simple human traits is like a huge key factor in this is like just being empathetic. It's like you have to understand that like you might not be right in what you want to build, and people might want something different, and you have to be ready for that.
That's a good point.
And I think that's like Mike brought this up was like in the very beginning, we wanted to provide people with the information that we thought that they needed, and actually that's not what they wanted. They didn't want that at all. They wanted a tool to really like showcase their pride and joy, their vehicle off in a way that Instagram and Facebook couldn't do, or Pinterest. And so I think with us just being like empathetic and ready to pivot, like we were able to make it happen.
Yeah, I think a lot of times people have their own idea of what it should be, and they really selfishly kind of create that, and they keep their baby. It's their baby, and they don't really grow it or develop it. And I think something you guys have done that it's sometimes you have to tell people what they want, and you can't do it with a hit over the head and say you want this. You kind of have to show it and demo it and say, this is really what you want, because they may not have known what they want. And I think that's a secret sauce in what you guys are doing, because once Billy showed it to me, I was like, I want to be a part of that. I want to be able to show off what I've got. But I also, I think the other side to that, and I think it's something that you guys can really grow and develop on, is to go back to your original idea, is how do we get people to envy what the other person is doing and want to kind of
educate them,
right?
Mm-hmm.
That's a big driver, is just being able to educate people, because like one of the things that we see all the time is, and you see it in the forums, right, or on Facebook, it's like, what lift and tire size can I run or whatever, right?
Yep.
And a lot of times they'll get beat up for that question. And that was one of the reasons why we started all this, was because it's like you shouldn't be made fun of for chastised for asking a simple question.
Yeah.
You know, and if there's a way that RevKit can help educate you on the way to build out your vehicle, that's what we're after. You know, we want to help people.
Yeah, and that said, like a big part of our growth has been people with badass builds that get asked 50 times a day what lift and tires those are, and they say, "Hey, my link to my RevKit's in my bio. Just go check it out." And that's how that's been a big part of our growth.
Like Sergeant Crush, he got asked that once a day.
Even though he's
for 100 years.
Yeah. never been off road.
Never been on a dirt road.
Wow. Yeah.
We love you.
Huh.
See you on the beach.
Go ahead.
All right. So, like the app and the website, I've been in the beginning, you know, I've seen it evolve, and I like where it's at now. What do you see it being more of a, I wouldn't say like, you know, as you alluded to, this app is giving everybody something Instagram and Facebook doesn't give you, but still there is that update news feed style. Do you see, you know, that kind of being added or something of the sort?
Yeah, so that's exactly what I was alluding to. Like, we've got a lot of stuff in the works this year. Part of that is going to be being able to chat with people, direct message, right? Another part of that is feed and you know, timeline based posts, because we want to have the other side of it where we have your vehicle info and you can always go back there and see that kind of stuff. But we get it, like, because we live it every day. Yeah. We want to send updates. We want to talk to folks.
That's why we have these things and why we love it, because like we're users as well, right? Yeah. We're always like we were out in Moab last week and we were in the middle of a canyon. We were talking to somebody like, "Let me show you my RevKit." And it didn't work, and we're like, okay, crap, we got to have offline mode right away.
Yeah, right.
We're always using our product.
So something else really cool that we jumped on day one is when ChatGPT got announced in 3.5 or 3 in November. We immediately started dorking out, and we already have so much AI now since then built into it, where we're using it for some SEO stuff. You're gonna start seeing some stuff rolled out where it's gonna help you with your descriptions. It's helping us. You be able to kind of type in your parts from a database, but it's going to help with some stuff with that. Like, we're all in on the AI for this, and it's just going to really help the entire experience, and then give you those people that are coming in new that better recommendations based on all the people that are there. It's going to really help bring all that together and just really keep that foundational part of the community. But like you're saying, Billy, there's parts of Facebook and Instagram and Pinterest and LinkedIn that people are like all day long, and we want to be that part of that life too.
Yeah, and it's nice that we're in a position to be able to do that now, right? Is because we've had a lot of these ideas for years. Actually, some of the stuff that he just mentioned, like we actually were designing and whiteboarding this stuff like 4 years ago. But the challenge was we just didn't have cash to do it at the time, right? Because Mike and I funded RevKit essentially for 5 years. Out of our own pockets, and I'm so glad we did, because it got us to this point where we were able to get RevKit in a position like a true startup, where we could go out and raise capital to get us to the next level. And so that's what we've done, and it's allowed us to be in this position where we've got a team of great people,
including the Gazelle,
to be able to go create some great software. And that's why we go to these events and stuff, because we're always like, what do you guys want? What do you guys want to do? What do you need? Right. And so we're asking those questions because we're going back and we're working with the team. We're building all this stuff, right? Yep. There's a lot of stuff that's in the works right now that'll be out within the next month or two.
Last point on that. Just so you guys know, anyone who tells us stuff on the trail, it's not in one ear out the other. We're writing it down to a note, and we're like either working on it right when we get back, or we're working on it as soon as we can.
Yeah,
like all that feedback, we love it. Keep it coming.
If somebody's like, "Hey, this really sucks," we're like, "Okay, why? Why does it suck? Tell us why." And then we're trying to figure out, okay, how can we go back and make it better for that one person? And we've actually had that has happened many times.
Yeah.
Where we've gotten emails from people where this is back in the day when we first started, where it was like, hey, your guys' app or your website sucks. It doesn't work. It's buggy. And then
it was mostly Marvin Stammel.
And, we believe in customer service, right? That's a huge part of what we do, right? Like, we want to reach out to people, have a direct conversation, and just be able to let them know that they can call us, whatever. And we would just be like, hey, let's get on the phone. Let's talk about what your problems are. And then we would talk to these people, and then we would fix it for them. And Granted, it might have only been one person out of the several thousand at the time or whatever, but at least we helped that one person. You know, that's what helped us, and we believe in that.
Or that might be the vocal one person sharing the pain point that other people weren't willing to or, wanted to share. So I think it's great that you listen. And I think people like to tell their story. They like to share their story. We love that.
Love that.
In what we do. And I think the more you can capitalize on that storytelling in your app, I think that'll really, you'll see the hockey stick just climb up, right? From a usage standpoint.
Real soon.
Yeah.
Real soon.
I think you want to share your screen? We'll show you our roadmap for the next month or the next year.
I think
you guys are hitting the nail on the head. We know it. We just haven't been able to do it just yet. And now we're finally there. So things are going to start popping and moving real quick.
Well, there's a lot of great things that like Facebook and Instagram do. But the challenge is like the automotive community, especially like Jeeps, right? You take the same thing for like an Audi or a Porsche or a Corvette or whatever. It's like the community is so tight that like it's like you don't want to. Sometimes you don't want to post about what you're building in the garage and having your mother-in-law see it, or your wife, right? It's like you kind of want to have like your own closed experience, but still have your same group of friends, and so that's where we're going to be getting to very, very soon. And it's been in our brains for so long, and now we can achieve it. We're so stoked about it.
Well, that's exciting, and we will welcome you back when you're ready to release that, and let's do a release party here.
Love it
on the pod.
But we're going to come see you guys in person when that happens.
I like
or
that.
you guys are going to come see us. One of the two.
I like that.
I'm heading to Colorado.
So I got a suggestion. I want an events tab.
Yeah.
Okay.
I like that.
Where to wheel /events.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, and we'll just call that the Billy and Terry Memorial tab.
Yeah, I don't know.
You guys have to die first? Wait, can we do it while you're alive?
What? All right, let's do it while we're alive.
Yeah.
I want to enjoy it.
Because I want to enjoy the events tab. I want to go.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like no, to be honest with you. So like I thought about it like on a Thursday. I'm like, oh, what kind of car meets are in the area?
Yeah.
Billy, how would you if you were going to solve that, would you go out and get that information for us to do that nationwide?
I'm absolutely positive that there is a bot that can actually.
So I don't even think it's a bot. I think
scrape that material.
I think this could be more of a user input kind of style thing because like
what inputs are you or what events are you attending this year?
Events attending, or say Terry knows that there's a Jeep meetup, or he's going to a car show and saying, hey, I'm going to the fire hall on Saturday for their hot rod day. Or,
it could be a form.
And like we have that through our Jeep club. Is it's through Facebook, it's through a club, a group that people post occasionally saying, hey, I'm going out there and I want to get a couple guys together and we're going to ride out, Dave? Or something of the sort.
Yeah.
I agree. All right. Done. That's in.
It's an interesting, or it could be like,
we just coded it. It's done. Check your app.
Awesome. Sweet.
Yeah. And so Dave, one of our listeners, just jumped on and man, he's got a badass Gladiator.
Yeah. I'm going to Windrock with him in August.
Yeah.
Just
perfect.
Figured that out earlier today.
Oh, did you?
Maybe both you guys should meet us there. May 1st and 2nd.
Yeah, we're going to Windrock too.
I'll bring Woody's Jeeps too.
Hey, boss, you hear that? I need to go to Windrock to cover it.
Yeah.
It's going to be an event. Yeah, there you go. And we're going to be fresh off of standing on the beach for a week, so I think we're going to
be ready to break something.
Yeah, real ready
to break something.
Rev limiters? What Rev limiters?
Yeah. Something's going to die. I don't know what it is.
I love that. All right, so we kind of talked about the future plans. Is there anything that our listeners need to know from you? First, where can they get your app? What's the thing?
Sure. Well, yeah, you can go to RevKit.com, and then you can go ahead, or you can go to your app store on iOS or Android. We got full functionality on both of those. You can start all there on RevKit.com and get moving from there.
Yep.
But the apps are out now. It's such a better experience. It's just way faster, way cooler, and we got a Cobra Striker on there. We have been getting, and I got multiple requests just this morning at that car meetup. We're about to fire up our merch store. We've got to start just getting this stuff in people's hands because we've got a really great partnership with our guy Alan Apoc, who's been working with us all this and some other things. It's on Billy's laptop now, which we love.
I brought that sticker to put on the table.
It's not on your table anymore.
Not on the table anymore.
We'll give you a new one in Windrock.
Sucker.
Well, here, put this one on the table.
Okay, I'll put that one.
Put that one on the table.
I need a good dark background for this to go on.
But it's all, it's totally free. And it's just, sign up online, sign up on the app, just go ahead and get it.
And I think one important thing to call out, Terry, is like, if you sign up for RevKit, if you download the app or you just go to the website, you don't have to add your vehicle. You don't have to do that. Like you can sign up, and what you could do is you can actually just go in and then just like add vehicles or follow vehicles that you like. So if you've got if you're brand new to the sport and you got a brand new JL and you just don't want to show it yet, that's totally fine. Like you can go in and just start saving vehicles that are your inspiration, have a library of vehicles that you think are cool and can always come back and, get inspiration from those. And we're going to have a lot more features that I think are going to be able to really help those folks that are just getting into this sport, because we really take a lot of pride in this sport and just trying to help bring more awareness to what's going on.
I need help.
It's his first day. Leave him alone.
The top part of the sticker, you rub it real hard.
I'm rubbing it hard, all right.
Oh, wow. And we just definitely took the podcast in a different direction.
You're rubbing stickers? That's what we resorted to?
Scratch and sniff. Scratch and sniff. I'll do that after.
Yeah, I know with we've done some APOC art stuff with quad, so we don't have any of those stickers out here, but
which ones?
The JTE one for sure. I know
this one, isn't it?
No, I think
wait
it's the
till you see the Jeep Beach.
Yeah, we've got something in the works for Jeep Beach that's going to be just sold at the event. And,
wait, this isn't. No, that's not.
Yeah, we're only going to do 500 T-shirts, and they're going to be the bomb.
Well, half of them are even going to be tank tops for Tank Top Terry, because I know it's almost that weather.
Oh, it is Tank Top Terry weather. I've never worn a tank top in my life, but I'm willing.
I would like. I'm willing if it's a medium.
Top.
I grew up down in Durango, Colorado, and we used to ride a ton of BMX, and we had these dirt jumps that we built like in this kind of abandoned lot that was at the bottom of all the trails where the pro mountain bikers that were all in Durango used to ride down, and we built all the jumps. And fast forward a couple years, all of a sudden, like this dude started kind of hanging around a bit, and he was like jacked, ponytail, always wore like the tightest tank top, white beater type tank top. Yeah. I got to talking to him. The dude had just been in jail for like 12 years, and his name was Terry, and he only wore the tank top, so he was Tank Top Terry.
He was Tank Top Terry.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, I definitely don't have a tank top bod. I don't know. I know that there are people out there that would be willing to pay to see me in a tank top.
Probably, at least one.
At least.
Well, here's for the listeners then. Let's start up something to just afford this tank top, which would probably cost $20 American. I don't know how much it's going to cost to get Terry into it. Like that can be the other part of the GoFundMe.
Yeah, no doubt. Oh, that's awesome.
Love it.
Well, all right. So where can people find you, follow you, see about these crazy builds that you have? What are your Instagrams? I mean, everything's for the gram, right?
I put one in the chat. I put the Party Wagon RevKit.
Yeah. So there's the Party Wagon. So you can find Mike at RevKit Mike on Instagram. I'm RevKit Dan. And then obviously there's RevKit.
You guys are creative as hell.
Mike, yeah, very creative.
Super.
Consistent branding.
Yep. So Mike drives the LJ, and then I've got a bone stock 2018 JL.
So on RevKit, you can find the JL at Reverend Kit and the Party Wagon at the Party Wagon. And we've got so many other vehicles out there besides Jeeps as well that people are tracking. But like we love this scene, and there's just so many thousands and thousands of rigs on here that are so inspirational. And so much information behind them too.
Oh, that's awesome. And I can't wait to have you guys on and talk more about, the upcoming features. But more importantly, I'm ready to be out wheeling again with you guys.
I want to wheel with them.
Yes.
We got to get Bill out there and
figure this out.
Yeah.
See you in Windrock, bud.
Yeah.
Okay.
You could show us what that East Coast wheeling's all about.
Exactly. 'Cause we don't know anything about. We're going to be newbies.
Yep.
As a matter of fact, I did get the okay from the
know.
boss. On air, I got the okay from the boss to
your boss,
go to
not my boss.
Yeah. Well, it's all about me.
Your boss, not my boss. My boss is going to be a whole lot more pissed off when I tell him I'm going to Windrock.
The show, let's go. Yeah.
That's right. Well, that's great, and I love you guys. It's been so much fun hanging out with you. Bill, where can people find about us?
Well, if you're listening already, you found us. So
you know.
Always go tell a friend, show them our Instagram, show them our Facebook, show them our YouTube. We do have a Patreon website where there is new content being released. I got a couple articles going up there.
One of those pieces on Patreon is going to be the ability to pay for the tank top Terry.
Yes, we will.
I've already got Jake ready to pay me not to be in. So let's see which one wins.
All right, sounds good.
Not versus the do.
Not versus do.
The biggest bucket of money wins.
That's right. That's right.
All right. And and you can Google us, obviously.
Yeah, we'll pop right up when you Google us.
Yep.
No doubt about it. Man, what an awesome evening. And I can't thank you guys enough for joining us and listening. And Mike and Dan, you guys are really the activity for me. Just your spirit, your energy. Regardless if you even had a product, I would still want to hang out with you. And since you do have such a cool app and website, I'll gladly wear a hat or a 4XL T-shirt.
He hasn't taken that hat off
I knew
yet.
where this is going. Got it. Yeah.
Hasn't taken the hat off since I've seen him since he's gotten back.
Yeah, it has risen the ranks of my top 2 favorite hats.
We believe in quality. So
and the only other one's Armor Light.
No, I've got my Rockslide Engineering that's number 1 or 2 for me. I love that hat. Anyway, I'm going to call it quits here. And for Mike and Dan, break it, Billy. I'm Jeep and Terry, and here's a big Jeep wave to you, everybody. Have a good night. All right, that was awesome.
That was a lot of fun.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
All right,
Appreciate it. That was great.
I'm going to get off here with the live crew, and then we'll sew up the
I'm going to take my shirt off so we can get this private.
Yeah. I got to pee on Mike's garage floor, so hold on a second.
Yeah, you got it. Hey, everybody, thanks for tuning in with us live. It was an awesome show, and it's always fun to have the participation from our listeners. We couldn't do it without you. We appreciate it. We got more for the knots. I don't know that I appreciate you guys. Thanks, Eric, for a great show. Mike, I appreciate it as always. I'm going to kick us off.
Thanks, guys.